Good evening. I'd like to call the May 4th meeting to order, please. Please stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And then I did want to say, may the 4th be with you.
Okay.
May 4th, huh?
Madam Clerk, will you take the roll call vote, please?
Blinker.
Here.
Nargi. Here. Snyder. Reynolds.
Here.
Weiss. Here. Brown.
Here.
Allersmeyer.
Here.
Downing.
Here.
Williamson.
Here.
4 and present.
Thank you. Okay, we are now going to recess for a public hearing.
Move we recess for the public hearing on 2026-09.
Thank you. Thank you.
An ordinance for an additional appropriation in the Motor Vehicle Highway Restricted Fund number 2030.
Is there any public comment toward this ordinance? All right, seeing none,
Move we reconvene?
thank you,
Second.
thank you. All right, or need to, do what? Oh, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign? Thank you. All right. It's now time to approve the minutes of the April 6th, 2026 meeting.
So moved.
Second?
Are there any comments or corrections to the minutes? No, seeing none, we'll go do a voice vote. All those in favor of accepting them as written signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Presentation and disposal of claims.
There are none.
Presentation of petitions and communications.
There are none.
Reports of city offices on file in the city clerk's office.
Link Maintenance Monthly March, Renew Department Monthly March, Waterworks Department Monthly March, and Redevelopment Commission Annual Report 2025.
Thank you. All those reports are on file in the clerk's office, or they're online if you'd like to read them. We do have 2 ordinances for second reading.
Ordinance 2026-09. An ordinance for an additional appropriation in the Motor Vehicle Highway Restricted Fund number 2030.
Madam President, I move to hear 2026-09 on second reading.
Second?
Thank you. All right, Mr. Deal.
Good evening, Jeremy Deal, City Controller. Madam President, ladies and gentlemen of council, this $1,350,000 appropriation request is from the Motor Vehicle Highway Restricted Fund to fund improvements to city roads and streets. Most significantly, $963,385 of this appropriation request is earmarked to serve as the local match for the Community Crossings Grant. That grant will be used this year to resurface Creasy Lane, almost the entire length of it from Greenbush south all the way to US 52. This request is funded by ample resources. The fund currently has a cash balance that exceeds $2 million, so there's no concerns there. The fund also has no other significant obligations or commitments, so I respectfully request your approval of this appropriation request.
All right, thank you. Are there any questions from the council about this ordinance? Any public comment to this ordinance? All right, seeing none, we're ready for a roll call vote.
Blinker.
Aye.
Nargi. Aye. Reynolds.
Aye.
Weiss. Aye. Brown.
Aye.
Allersmeyer.
Aye.
Downing.
Aye.
Ordinance passes 7-0.
Thank you. We're now going to hear ordinance 2026-10.
An ordinance authorizing the City of Lafayette, Indiana to fund its taxable economic development revenue note, Series 2026, Sustaining Biogoggles, LLC project, and approving and authorizing other actions in respect thereto.
Thank you. What's the pleasure
Madam
of the council?
President, I move that we hear and approve ordinance 2026-10 on first reading.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Thank you, Mrs. Allersmeyer.
All right, we are back here on second reading this month for this ordinance, which is a incentive support for the Sustainia project that is coming to the City of Lafayette. The City of Lafayette is committing $1 million of TIF funding in the form of a forgivable loan to support that project, and this is the last step in the process of which there have been many approvals. So I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions or comment from the council? Any questions or comments from the audience? All right, seeing none, we're ready for a roll call vote.
Blinker.
Aye.
Nargi. Aye. Reynolds.
Aye.
Weiss.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Allersmeyer.
Aye.
Downing.
Aye.
Ordinance passes 7-0.
Thank you. We do actually have 4 more ordinances for second reading. Sorry, I didn't turn the page. All right, ordinance 2026-11.
An ordinance expanding the downtown local historic district to include certain property and classifying said property.
I move to hear and approve 2026-11.
Second.
Mr. Downing. Thank you, Mr. Clinker. All right, hello.
Good evening. Michael Sinnott, Economic Development. You have before you an ordinance to expand downtown to include this structure and to put on it protections to maintain the historic integrity of our downtown city.
Are there any questions about this ordinance? Comment? Any questions or comments from the public? No? All right, seeing none, we're ready for a roll call vote.
Blinker.
Aye.
Nargi. Aye. Reynolds.
Aye.
Weiss.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Allersmeyer.
Aye.
Downing.
Aye.
Ordinance passes 7-0.
Thank you.
You
We're
might as
not-
well pull up a chair.
Yeah. We're now ready for ordinance 2026-12.
An ordinance to establish the Erie Street Local Historic District and classifying certain structures there within.
I move we hear ordinance 2026-12.
Thank you, Mrs. Nardi. Thank you, Jared. Mr. Reynolds? Okay, we're ready for you again.
Yep, same thing, same person. We have a building over on Erie Street that we're moving for to be added to a local conservation district, again, for exterior protections and to maintain historical integrity.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from the council? Any questions or comments from the audience? All right, seeing none, we're ready for a roll call vote.
Blinker.
Aye.
Nargi.
Aye.
Reynolds.
Aye.
Weiss.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Allersmeyer.
Aye.
Downing.
Aye.
Ordinance passes 7-0.
Thank you. We're now ready for ordinance 2026-13.
An ordinance renaming the St. Mary's 1116 Columbia Street Local Historic District, expanding its boundaries and classifying additional property.
I move for consideration of ordinance 2026-13 on second and final reading.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Ready again.
This one was a little bit different. We were changing the naming convention just essentially to more easily include properties in the future. Before, the name kind of just pertained to one property, and by changing it and including the address and then the name afterwards, it just makes it easier to include future properties.
Good. Any questions or comment from the council?
Just like to thank the owners for joining that neighborhood voluntarily.
Any questions or comments from the audience? Seeing none, we're ready for a roll call vote.
Blinker.
Aye.
Nargi. Aye. Reynolds.
Aye.
Weiss.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Allersmeyer.
Aye.
Downing.
Aye.
Ordinance passes 7-0.
Thank you. We're now ready for ordinance 2026-14.
An ordinance expanding the Upper Main Local Historic District to include certain property and classifying said property.
Madam President, I move we hear and consider ordinance 2026-14.
Second.
Thank you both. All right,
Same as the previous three, just including the Long Center into the Upper Main.
perfect. Any questions or comments from the council? No? Any comments or questions from the audience? All right, seeing none, we're ready for a roll call vote.
Blinker.
Aye.
Nargi.
Aye.
Reynolds.
Aye.
Weiss.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Allersmeyer.
Aye.
Downing.
Aye.
Ordinance passes 7-0.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
We now have 3 ordinances for first reading. The first one is ordinance 2026-15.
An ordinance to amend the zoning ordinance of Tippecanoe County, Indiana, to rezone certain real estate from R1 to R1C. Petitioner Aaron Walker.
All right, pleasure of the council.
Like to, go ahead.
I move to hear ordinance 2026-15.
Second.
Thank you. Okay,
Good evening, Ryan Munden with RTS Law here on behalf of the petitioner Aaron Walker. Petitioner owns roughly 1 acre at the corner of Greenwich Road and Union Street. There are currently 3 lots with 2 single-family homes and 1 detached garage. These 3 lots are between 105 and 150 feet wide and average 14,000 square feet. The surrounding lots are nowhere near this wide or large. Despite the fact that they're zoned R1, they do generally are consistent with the R1C lot standards. Therefore, This rezone would allow the petitioner to add 4 additional lots for new construction that would produce lot sizes that are generally compatible with those in the surrounding neighborhood. Nothing will be demolished, so the 2 single-family homes and detached garages that are currently there will not go away. The new homes are estimated to be 3 bedrooms and roughly 1,250 square feet. There will be room for at least 2 off-street parking spaces on each of the new lots, accommodated by a single-car garage and driveway. This proposal aligns with a number of city policy goals, particularly expanding a range of housing options, as well as promoting appropriate infill development within the city. APC staff recommended approval, and on April 15th, the Area Plan Commission voted unanimously to recommend approval. So we would request your approval this evening, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. Thank you.
Any questions or comments from the council?
Just that, at the APC, we heard the same thing, and it was approved.
Okay, thank you.
No neighbors in opposition, Jerry?
We had one spoke, but she wasn't in opposition. She just had some concerns, and we were able to answer it.
So I drove past there today, so there's that empty lot, and then the next 2 houses are included in all of this.
Correct, and I have an exhibit that may be helpful.
Did you say the tree that she was worried about?
Yeah, there's,
It was a
That big tree right there in the middle, probably.
It kind of sits right there, but I
Yeah.
don't, probably don't be in a driveway.
Thank you.
yeah.
Are you still raising that one house listed?
APC staff recommended carrying it on, but we're not planning on carrying it.
Okay.
I'm not sure where they got that. What I just handed you shows kind of 3 options we started with. In the interests of transparency, the far left would have been an R1B option. And as you can see, it didn't really change anything with respect to having extremely large lots next to smaller lots. So we would have still had 3 monsters with some narrow lots kind of wedged in between, which is kind of odd. The middle would be R1C, and as you can see, it kind of, with the exception of the large lot in the middle that has that existing same single-family home, the remainder of the lots generally line up with the neighboring lots. The far right example would be our surveyors telling us we would need to get a variance in order to make that, the southern lot that size. I'm not entirely sure why we would need a variance for that, but the surveyor's telling us that's what we would need. So without that variance, we would have the smaller lots with a slightly larger southern lot. So that's generally what this would look like, but we'd still have to go through the subdivision process after the rezone.
So an R1C vote could be either of those, depending on the
Right
variance
options,
outcome.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah,
You said you had
Gotcha.
parking is definite on the lot?
correct, yeah.
2 per.
Yeah. R1C has parking standards that we would have to comply with, and we're not gonna ask for any variances from that.
Any other questions or comments from the council? Any questions or comments from the public? All right, seeing none, we're ready for a roll call vote.
Blinker.
Aye.
Nargi.
Aye.
Reynolds.
Aye.
Weiss.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Allersmeyer.
Aye.
Downing.
Aye.
Ordinance passes 7-0.
Thank you. We're now ready for ordinance 2026-16.
An ordinance to amend the zoning ordinance of Tippecanoe County, Indiana, Uzo Amendment Number 126, Solar Energy.
Pleasure of the council.
Move we hear ordinance 2026-16 on first reading.
Second?
Thank you.
All right, yes. I wasn't sure if we were going to talk about this evening because this solar ordinance has been primarily driven by Tippecanoe County and the Tippecanoe County Commissioners who had a discussion on this ordinance and voted on it earlier this afternoon. And since they did vote on it, I wanted to give them the opportunity to discuss it first since we really don't have any land within the city that this will apply to. But again, as we've talked about in the past, we do have a unified zoning ordinance, so every amendment comes to us. So we are here to talk about this solar ordinance. Just briefly tonight, I'll go over some of the highlights, and if anyone has any questions, I will answer them. So as a reminder, we are coming up on 1 year from when the county commissioners issued a moratorium on large-scale solar. That is part of the reason that they wanted to make sure to get their vote in today so that moratorium would not expire. This discussion was a result of a lot of collaboration between some different parties. There was a subgroup that was appointed by the county to provide some feedback, and the ordinance that you have in front of you right now is what I think that the county commissioners would describe as a compromise between some of the varying Interest that came up during the solar discussion, but again, the commissioners did vote on this 3-0 earlier this afternoon, and I will hit some of the highlights. So these are large-scale solar projects, which are more than 10 acres. They will allow to be constructed by right in industrial zones or within agricultural, wooded, or office research with special exception. The solar farms would have a 400-acre cap. If you recall, the rainbow trout farm that was being considered was 1,800 acres total, so they did institute a 400-acre cap per farm on this, with a total cap of 6,000 acres within Tippecanoe County. There is also an increased setback, 500 feet between neighboring properties. Developers would need to pay for third-party reviews if the county asked for them, and then it also does expand the decommissioning standards for solar farms. Like I said, there was about an hour of public comment at the commissioners' meeting earlier today, and then it did end up with a 3-0 vote with them. Happy to answer any questions.
Is there any talk about data centers being able to use it? Is there any connection in that at all? Just totally out of the.
No, completely unrelated.
Right.
Another, we've got a deep center.
Right.
Yeah.
I just wondered if there was stipulations.
Any other questions or comments from the council? Any questions or comments from the audience? All right, seeing none, we're ready for a roll call vote.
Blinker.
Aye.
Nargi.
Aye.
Reynolds.
Aye.
Weiss.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Allersmeyer.
Aye.
Downing.
Aye.
Ordinance passes 7-0.
Thank you. We're now ready for ordinance 2026-17.
An ordinance establishing a system development charge to be collected before connecting to the sewage works or requesting additional capacity in the sewage works of the city of Lafayette, Indiana.
All right, pleasure of the council.
I move to hear ordinance 2026-17.
Second.
Thank you. Mr. Mayor?
All right. Madam President, ladies and gentlemen of the council, you have before you the ordinance tonight, 2026-17. And honestly, this really is the culmination of about 3 years worth of work to get to this point. So I'll go back just a little bit in time to make sure to kind of bring it forward. So many of you remember, we've been working for several years on a new water rate for the community as we look at needs expanding into the future. And then, of course, the $30 million that's being required to do the lead service line replacement. And going back through that process, the folks in Indianapolis with the IURC made it pretty clear this time, they talked to us about it before, that they wanted to see us go to a system development charge with water, because that's what they regulate. They regulate the water. They don't actually regulate the sewage works. And so working with Denton's and Dave McGimsky and Crow and all of our folks here locally, we were able to work through that process and come up with a system development charge for water. As you know, that's been completed. We're very, very close to that final order being signed in Indianapolis. So in the process, Jackie and I had some discussions, and we discussed some things with Brad, and I want to thank Jackie and her legal team. I want to thank the water department, the wastewater department, the controller's office. It really has. It's been about 3.5 years getting to this point from when we first started these discussions, and there have been a lot of time and energy put in to try to find viable solutions and to do this right? We get a chance to redo some of this, and how do we want to look forward as a community when it comes to our water and our wastewater, stormwater infrastructure that we know that we all need. And so as we sit down to look at this particular system development charge for wastewater, we were trying to provide something that we thought would be consistent, something that would be easy to administer, easy on our end, and easy for our developers and builders in our community. We wanted something that would be efficient as it moved through the government approval processes, and from a financial standpoint, we wanted to make sure that we were being fair. The people that are buying into the system are paying the appropriate amount, and protecting the ratepayers that have already paid into the system. And how do you find that balance to make sure that we're doing that right? And at the same time, we certainly know that affordability is a big piece that we hear about, and we didn't want to do anything that would certainly not increase the cost of development, and if possible, through efficiencies, getting rid of some government red tape, lower that cost, and hopefully, particularly when it comes to building homes, make sure that we're doing the pieces that we can control to try to make those affordable as possible. And so after many, many versions, running through numbers, doing comparisons with other communities, with things we've done in the past, things that we know we're going to have to do in the future, because a lot changes. We've come up with this system development fee that's a very standardized fee. It's based on the size of the meter that you'll have. And so it's very consistent, whether you're building here in our community or whether you're building over here. As you probably all remember before this, we did it by per acre. It was kind of a fee that was based on per acre of ground that you were developing, not really how many units you were actually developing or how many homes you were actually developing. So this will actually be per home. We'll just use the homes because that's the easiest. And they'll pay for that during their permitting process. So there's no holding money and money here, and it'll be very seamless. And we presented it to the Builders Association of others. It's been very, very, very well received. We actually won't need to use a consultant that we currently use to calculate the old way because it's so complicated. We won't have to do that anymore. We'll be able to do all of this in-house. And so, again, thank you to everybody that's played an instrumental role in getting us to this point today. And we appreciate your support on this. And we'll get this implemented. Once we get that final order on the water, we'll work all these through. So we've met with a lot of people to go over this, and I feel comfortable about where we're at today. And I think this is very fair for everybody involved, and I think it positions us well to move forward into the future. With that, I'd be happy to answer any questions, or if Jackie, you would like to add anything?
Nope, you covered it all.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Any questions or comments from the council? Any questions or comments from the audience?
I didn't quite catch what the water was all about, whether it's for the building or for each individual home. But what I would like to associate with that is the...
Tyler, if you want to, you need to come up to the podium if you want to have public comments so we can hear you, please.
Okay, I'll wait till the end.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Oh, yep.
All right, and we need,
Mary.
Hi, I'm Mary Ellis. I'm the Director of the Builders Association of Greater Lafayette, and we'd like to just tell you how much we appreciate the mayor and his staff and the city council and everyone involved in bringing Area 11B to life. And we appreciate the opportunity to meet and review this ordinance in advance. And we never like the word fee, but we're okay with this and we understand it. And again, we're just looking forward to building houses and helping with the housing shortage that's going on. And we're gonna work together on that. So thank you very much.
thank you.
Ma'am, do you see this then as a net gain for you as the builders in the community?
Well, it's just part of the process.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's
is
part
it
of the
going to make it
process.
easier for you? It sounds to me like it is.
Well, I don't build or develop, so I would have to have Barney here or somebody that's going to be able to answer that more fully on their behalf. But when we did meet, it was met with, with an appreciation for the thought that went into this and also the results. So they were fine with that. You're going to have this kind of fee and it's necessary, but look at that. Look what's going to come about in the future. So it's just part of the process. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments from the audience? All right, seeing none, we're ready for a roll call vote.
Blanker.
Aye.
Nargi.
Aye.
Reynolds.
Aye.
Weiss.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Ollismeyer.
Aye.
Downing.
Aye.
Ordinance passes 7-0.
Okay, we need to set a public hearing for this ordinance on June 1st at 6:01.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right, that is set. We are now ready for resolutions.
Yeah, we
Yes,
just did. We just did, yeah.
Hey, I'm way ahead of you. All right, resolution 2026-06.
I think so.
We are asking, again, this is an interlocal we've tabled for the last couple of months because West Lafayette has requested us to table it as they work out some of the issues on their end. I do believe this is the last time that we will be requested to table it, and we should be able to move forward with it next month. Yeah, to table it, yeah.
Motion that we table this resolution.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. All right. Then we're up for Resolution 2026-08.
A resolution approving an interlocal cooperation agreement between the City of Lafayette and the City of West Lafayette and the County of Tippecanoe concerning 4 Precious Paws low-cost spay and neuter clinic.
All right, pleasure of the council.
Madam President, I move that we hear and approve Resolution 2026-08.
Second?
Thank you both.
All right, your last agenda item for this evening is Resolution 2026-08, which is a continuation of the interlocal agreement that exists between Tippecanoe County, Lafayette, and West Lafayette to subsidize a portion of the rent for our low-cost spay and neuter clinic for Precious Paws. They've been operating for 3 years now. We did have a stepped-down subsidy tier, so they are actually receiving a smaller subsidy amount than they did at the beginning. It remains at $24,000 a year. City of Lafayette pays 50%. County pays 40 and West Lafayette pays 10, and so the agreement in front of you is to continue that arrangement.
All right. Any questions or comments from the council? Any questions or comments from the audience? All right, seeing none, we're ready for a roll call vote.
Blinker.
Aye.
Nargi. Aye. Reynolds.
Aye.
Weiss. Aye. Brown.
Aye.
Allersmeyer.
Aye.
Downing. Aye. Resolution passes 7-0.
Thank you. Any miscellaneous and new business? Nope. Reports of standing committees? Reports of special committees? Report by the mayor? No, ma'am. Reports of council members? No. All right, then we are ready for public comment. Public comment is an opportunity to address the council on matters of public concern. Speakers must remain within the allotted time and conduct themselves in a manner that allows the meeting to proceed in an orderly way. Any participant who, after receiving 3 warnings, continues conduct that disrupts the meeting or interferes with the council's ability to proceed may be asked to leave. Any form of physical or verbal threats, intimidation, or violence will result in immediate removal. All right, does anyone have any public comment this evening?
Good evening.
Good evening. You state your name and address, please.
My name is Kenneth Bright. I live at 29 North 19th Street.
Thank you.
I'm here to express my concerns with the city's contract with Flock Safety. I have provided for the council a brief fact sheet outlining some of the dangers that this surveillance system presents. All the information within that packet can be verified yourselves. The goal of the packet is to inform the council of the dangers that isn't expressed by the vendors of these types of surveillance systems. My request is that the city suspend or terminate the contract and pause any plans for expansion until we can be guaranteed the following. 0 data retention on vehicles that are not tied to an active investigation without a warrant. Anything else is a violation of Fourth Amendment rights. Opt out of the data sharing program that Flock offers to cities and departments that are customers of their ALPR system. And no sharing of local data without strict safeguards in place. No vendor changes to equipment without prior written authorization. One of the major threats of this system is feature creep. They can push software updates that change the scope of what's being surveilled from when they were installed. And with that, ban the installation of Raven product audio sensors. That's a voice recording device that they attach to their ALPR cameras. That's stated in the patent to detect human voice. That's a clear violation of wiretap law. To safeguard further use of automatic license plate readers, I suggest an independent security assessment. Flock Safety has an abysmal track record with cybersecurity vulnerabilities. So an independent security assessment would ensure integrity of the data collected, the privacy of the citizens whose data is being collected, and ensure that sufficient measures to safeguard that information are being followed by both Flock Safety and the agencies using the system. And most importantly, a regularly scheduled independent, not an internal, but a third-party audit of search queries, search reasons, match rates, and agencies requesting ALPR data derived from Lafayette systems. I continue to press this issue because I'm deeply concerned about the threat that these systems pose to our civil liberties and public safety. Thank you for your time and your service to this community.
Thank you for your comments. Any other public comment? Yes.
Hello, my name is Kirk Freeman, 1200 Ridgeway Avenue, up in the Hedgewood neighborhood. I rise today to object to what I discovered Lafayette Police Department's naming their new police service animal, canine, whatever you want to call it. It involves the racial slur against the Romani and the Shinti people called Tsigan. It was shortly after the fall of Poland in October of 1939, after the Soviet Nazi invasion, where the Polish government was defeated and the Nazi government turned Poland into what was called the general government. Heinrich Himmler in late October dispatched what were called the Einsatzgruppen. These were the hunter-killer units that would move in behind the Wehrmacht and eliminate the undesirables. In their official reports, they used the term Tsigan to describe the Roma and Shinti people. That term is still used in neo-Nazi groups in Poland. It is still used by far-right groups in Poland. It is abysmal that that term is used here in Lafayette, Indiana. In 2020, we were told when the Lafayette police hired a neo-Nazi, we were told, oh, this isn't our way. We don't do that. We had no idea. 2 weeks ago, I discovered the use of this racial slur. 2 weeks ago, I started contacting my representatives. I have heard absolutely nothing from my representatives, and that name is still being used. Lafayette, Indiana should not have the reputation as the Nazi city. Even if it's accidentally, even if the police named the dog after H.P. Lovecraft's cat, and if you want to Google it, go ahead. I won't repeat that word. They can't say, well, we didn't know. We were just naming the dog after our great love of literature. No, no. Someone named that dog. Someone allowed that dog to be named. Someone who knew what that dog's racial slur was allowed it to be, at very least. I know I've sent you a detailed plan about denazification and what I believe must be done. But at very least, in all of our names, rename that animal. We should not suffer the burden of that racial slur, not for any of us. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. All right, any other public comment? You may please state your name and address.
Hello, my name is Tyler Beach. My address is 625 North 12th Street, Lafayette, Indiana, 47904. It's been a while since I've been here. I've had to deal with a lot of what he might have just imagined is this racial divide and this economy that's supporting it. The economy, the difference between what I believe to be what it is on the Supreme Court when we walk in is equality, law, and justice. And then that of these ideas we pray today, we have 5 foreign Egyptians for studies, etc. And they're supposed to be welcomed and comfortable here, and I find that they're under the authority of some surreptitious order and demand, and now with technology is manufacturers code 15 and interference, and then the malicious intent that's contracted with it, which blows everything away. Lalo, Apache, it literally says in Lalo Apache in a surreptitious way, it says to record it, make sure you get it all on document and send it to us, use the Apache browser to send it to us. If you get caught, burn any of the evidence and smoke some pot. It says, that's in the that's in the Pro 5 AT&T phone. I know NextGen had been purchasing all this information, and I want the mayor to knock NextGen out of this place. NextGen's been hunting me and my relatives, and, well, dealing with these Egyptian men and then thinking about him having an opportunity to study here in peace and to have this interference on a daily basis, on an hourly basis, and then for them to state to me that I'm the problem for it, that if I don't go to bed at a certain time, or if I don't wash my hands before I get into the food, or if I may have a relapse or some sort, or if I go on some rebound and begin to campaign against the current practices with Medicaid or the Treasury's installments to these companies that are taking, these people are taking our money. But in that, they'll get mad, and then something will happen, and from one house to another, and as a relative, I call the police, and then I'm told I'm crazy, and that I need to see the doctor, and then I found out there's this loop where they're paying. No, I talked to you and told you that you were violating my rights and everyone else's rights. You commit deprivation of heart. You've committed the act of manslaughter, negligent manslaughter, homicide. Well, your acts are homicide, but he died. I almost died. I have permanent damage. And again, with state law, and then what I thought would seal it would be the patient's rights that they that everyone has the authority to follow, and she didn't follow any of that. And for 40 minutes, she would just sit there. She gets paid $40,000. I mean, anywhere between $17,000 to $52,000 just for that
Thank you
alone.
for your comment. Your time is up.
Okay, so I do want to address that. I don't know, who would I go to then to address the Treasury and the equality part of the?
That's a federal issue. That's not a city council issue.
Okay, I got a little off topic. I have so much to say. Is there another meeting that's going to be this month? Well, I mean, not city council, but no.
No, I mean, we only meet monthly.
Okay.
All right, thank
I'd like
you.
to have one more. Thank you.
Any other public comment?
Good afternoon, Perry Barbie, 3700 Roosevelt Avenue. One of the reasons why I came today is I thought you guys was being, and I shouldn't say this word, attacked too hard the last month. And I want to come up here and apologize because I thought the gentleman was very rude. It wasn't the first time he did that to you. And I thought, Melissa, I think you handled it pretty doggone good.
Thank you.
And I'm so sorry I wasn't here last week to say anything.
But thank
And
you.
I have some coins to give that young man for appreciation of his service.
Oh, okay.
So if he's watching, I want him to know that his behavior is not accepted, but we appreciate his service that he served his country.
Sure. Thank you.
And I'm going to leave it with Cindy because I know he'll be back. And I appreciate Cindy giving me a new flag of the city the other day. And I want to thank all the mothers that's up here. I know Mother's Day is coming up, and we appreciate all you gals. In the city, we had a rough winter this year for the winter, and the city that took care of the streets, I know you hear complaints. I thought they did it in a timely manner, as cold as it was and as deep as that snow was. And I know we're almost May now, but I want to thank them for the hard work. Keep up the good work. I know we don't agree with all the time, but this is a great city. I'm truly blessed to be part of this great community. Thank you all.
For your comment. Appreciate that.
Yep.
All right. Any other comment from the audience? All right. Seeing none,
Move for adjournment.
thank you. Second. All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. All right, see you next month.